Alright, sketch the higher order polynomial on the graph. Be accurate with the intercepts and multiplicity. So for this question, they went ahead and gave us the equation in factored form. They want us to take that information and graph it without a graphing calculator. So don't graph this on your calculator. You're going to be able to do it without it. Okay, raise your hand if you can look at one of these factors and tell me what would happen because of it. Okay, Monica.
The first one will be
A multiplicity of 2, right? And where would that be?
Negative 4.
Negative 4, because it's always the opposite. Since it's x plus 4, we go to negative 4, and that's where your 0 is. And like Monica said, it's a multiplicity of 2 because it's squared. What does a multiplicity of 2 cause?
Bouncing.
A bounce is going to be right here. So I'm just going to put a little b to know that there's going to be a bounce right there. Okay, somebody raise your hand and tell me something else. Okay, Tiara. Okay, somebody else. Niall. Flatten out. Okay, so at positive 3, because of that x minus 3, that's a multiplicity of 3. So right there, it's going to flatten out. Okay, are there any other zeros? Like, it's going to flatten out there because it's cubed. Anytime you have a multiple, that means, what this means is that there's 2x plus 4s, 1x plus 2, and 3x minus 3s. And when that occurs, when you have 3 of a factor, it's going to flatten out there. When you have 2, it's going to bounce. When you have 1, it'll just cross right through it. Okay, so where does it cross right through? At negative 2. Okay, so now we have the zeros. We have where it's going to have x-intercepts. Anything else we can determine? Okay, well, I heard this is going to be odd. Do y'all agree with that?
No, even.
It's going to be even because the degree is 6. Look, guys, if it bounces here, that's 2 zeros. That's another one, and there's 3 for a total of 6. Also, if you look up here at the equation, you can easily see the degree that way. Look, that's raised to the second, that's raised to the first power, that's raised to the third power. 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. Now, since we know our degree is an even number, what does that tell us about our end behavior? Same or opposite directions? Same direction. Now, are they both going up or both going down? Up, because our leading coefficient is a positive number. There's no negative out front. So they're both going up. We're just not sure yet what goes on in the middle. I mean, we know we have a bounce, a cross, and a flatten out. Okay, so a rough sketch, you know they're both going up on the ends. When you come down to this intercept, it would bounce. We don't really know how high it would go up, so I'll just go to the top of the graph before coming back down and crossing through. We don't really know how low it would go, so I'll just go to the bottom of the graph. But when it comes back up, what does it do right there? Flattens out and then goes up forever. Okay? Now you can get a better idea with the graphing calculator, but you can get a good sketch of it without the calculator. Probably good enough to be able to pick the right one on the test. Okay, now turn to the next page. No, the test is next Thursday. No, the 10 square is going to be next Wednesday. Because remember, they're every other week, and we just had one last Friday, so we won't have one this Friday. But since the test is next Thursday, I'm going to do the 10 square the day before. Okay, now let's go to the next page. Alright, on this page, it's just the opposite. They go ahead and give you the picture, and they want you to write the equation. So all of these, you're going to have to start with y equals, because we're writing the equation in factor form. And how do I get those factors? What do I look at? The x-intercepts, otherwise known as zeros. Okay, there's 2 x-intercepts, and where are their locations? Okay, so what would the factor look like to represent the 0 at negative 2?
X plus 2, x minus 4.
Right. Is there a need to put a negative out front?
No.
No, because this is a positive graph. What is the degree? 2. Because think about it. Aren't each of these raised to the first power since there's no visible exponent and 1 plus 1 is 2? Also, doesn't it make sense that our degree is even because the end behavior is the same direction? Okay, so you are going to do 2 through 10. 2 through 8 are on the front of this page, and then if you flip over, you're going to do 9 and 10. Okay?